Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Okay guys, well how's it going? Thank you very much for joining me on this new channel. To everyone that switched over from the old channel, I really appreciate it. This channel is going to be dedicated to all the hunting stuff, all the hunting gear. I've got some whitetail, habitat stuff going on, and I've also got some firearm stuff that I'm going to be going over soon. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Today we're going to do the bag dump from the Idaho trip. Obviously you saw the Idaho trip, you saw the bear that we got, and I'm going to go through all my lightweight hunting gear that I took with me on that trip, and maybe a few items that I changed. So let's get into it. First item, obviously the main item for me really is the pack, because I'm not taking any of this other stuff if I don't have a pack to put it in. I decided to go with the QU Pro LT. The LT I believe is the light version, and I went with a 5500 pack. Now we were supposed to be hunting for 7 days. We actually ended up getting it done in the first day, which was great because of my tooth obviously, but yeah. I also bought this pack for winter camping because I found my 60-litre pack that I use regularly isn't quite enough for all the stuff I want to bring in the winter, so I went with the bigger pack. Annoyingly, QU sizes all their packs, and I think a lot of hunting packs do this. They size them in cubic inches, which I don't know about you guys, I've always dealt with my packs in litres, so I'm more comfortable in litres. I did the math, I believe 5500 cubic inches is about 90 litres, so it's a big pack, perfect for 7 days, and I really enjoyed it. You know, it's got side access, so you can access your gear from the side. You got some other pockets on the front, here, pocket here, and then you obviously have what's called the brain, which goes on top, which has another really big pocket on the top here. I actually have a little shed that I brought home from Idaho in there still. Packing out the meat with this pack, I did keep the instructions. It comes with a little book. I did keep that in the pack, just in here, when I went out there, and honestly it was really simple to use, and it was very comfortable when I was packing out. I packed out the meat and all my stuff in one go, so I had a lot of weight on there, and it worked great. I felt comfortable, I made sure it was all properly adjusted, and I liked it. I really liked it. Like I say, I was using it for a little bit before this trip anyway, to get used to it, and I do like it. I like it a lot. 90 litres is obviously a lot, really, for longer hunts, but obviously the nice thing about this system is you can just buy a different bag, and you can go down to a smaller bag, depending on if you're going to go on a 3-day hunt, or maybe like this, a week-long hunt, and then they have an even bigger bag in case you're going for an even longer hunt. So it's a great pack, very comfortable. The only thing I don't love about the pack, and my buddy Chris actually showed me that it has these points here to cinch the top, you know, tighten down the top. This is my regular backpack, my everyday camping backpack. This has the roll top with the clip, and then it also has this strap that comes over the top, and I love that system. I love the way that works. And QU, if you ever see this, I would ask that you guys look into something like that, because the only problem with this, with it being a 90-litre pack, a lot of stuff goes in there, which is okay, and then typically what I do is my food is at the top in case I need to grab snacks. I might have a rain jacket or something else up there, but typically it's snacks and camera gear, and they're all loose. And when it's a 90-litre, a lot of weight is up above the top end of the pack, and it sort of slops around a bit. So if you had a system like that where you could cinch it down even tighter, stop all that stuff moving around, that would be an improvement for me. Okay, so next on the list we have the clothing that I wore. Now, obviously, you got to start out with your Brooks & Birch's OG patch hat. This is the caramel color, or you can get it in green, www.brooksandbirches.com. So someone on my bow hunting videos once commented about having the bright white patch on the front here. I mean, I know I'm not a pro by any stretch of the imagination, but my experience so far with hunting these big game animals is sight is really the last thing I'm worried about. It's scent and sound that's really going to give you away. But either way, for this trip, I just took I bought a little felt marker in olive green, and I colored in the white on that hat. So that's why if anyone's seeing it and sees that color combination and then doesn't see it on the website, that's why. But it's just a little simple, easy fix. I think the marker pen cost me like $6 or something. So working from the head down, next we have a buff, a neck gaiter, whatever you want to call it. These things are great. I always have one of these things with me, whether it's winter, summer, spring, whether I'm hunting, camping, or fishing or whatever, because they're great. They obviously, you can use them as sun protection if you want to. I oftentimes, because I like to wear a baseball cap as much as possible, if I get a little bit chilly, I can pull this thing up over the ears, around the head, around the mouth, and it works great like that. And in a pinch, you can also use this as a snot rag, a butt rag, a pot rag. Don't use it for all three, but you can obviously use it for that type of things, and it's versatile. I also, a lot of times what I end up doing is using this around my head when I sleep, because I found that it helps to keep my head warm, but if I wear a hat, a lot of times my hair becomes very matted and it becomes like painful almost. It's weird. So I love a good neck gaiter, good buff like that. In this little dry bag, I also kept some gloves. These are little isotoner gloves that I got at Walmart. They're super cheap, maybe like $10, but they're super lightweight, they're super warm, and they pack down super small. So they're great, only if it was super cold and I didn't end up using these. I also have a pair of liner gloves, which you've probably seen before, which I'm not sure where they are right now, but they're pretty cheap. I tend to wear them a lot because when I'm dealing with the camera, it's easier to touch the buttons and things like that if my hands are cold with those thinner, lighter liner gloves. It's just, you have more dexterity, so I tend to use those a lot. And then I just have a little fleece hat. It's not camo, it's not anything like that. This is really for if it just got super cold, which it didn't. I mean, this is actually a kid's large. I have no idea where it came from, but it was in our pile of hats. But it's super lightweight, takes up no space again, and it was just in case of emergencies. Okay, so next up, rainwear, rain jacket. I only took a rain jacket with me. For the most part, we figured if it was going to be really, really raining, then we would probably be in our tent somewhere or under a tarp anyway, so I didn't bring rain pants. I rarely bring rain pants. This is the First Light Vapor Light jacket in the fusion color. I love this jacket. I was actually very surprised when I got it. I was very shocked. Super lightweight. I did have it out in the rain. It rained a couple of days when we were out there. And yeah, I really liked it. I mean, I want to get another one of these for my just camping setup anyway, because it's much lighter and much more packable than any of my other rain jackets I have right now. So really, really like this jacket. Really liked it. So warmer layer. This is my Rab Xenon jacket. You've seen me wear this before probably in my camping videos. This is a great jacket. Love this jacket. It's synthetic, so it retains its heat even if it gets wet. It's a Primaloft jacket. I moved away from down jackets a while ago because obviously I know they've improved down recently, but to me, it's one of those things, if it gets wet and it doesn't retain its heat, then it's no good to me. So I moved to all synthetic jackets. Obviously I love this jacket. It's super warm. It's actually a climbing jacket, I believe, for mountaineering. And it packs down super small, super lightweight, and I really like it. Again, I know it's not an ideal color, but for the money I saved, I bought a rain jacket. If I had to put this on, because I was that cold, I could always just put this over the top of it and kill two birds with one stone. So that was my jacket. That was my jacket of choice, but I'm probably going to look at a First Light puffy jacket later on in the season before I go elk hunting. But yeah, for now, the Rab Xenon worked fine. I don't even think I ever put it on this trip, so that was nice. Next up, this is just one of those UPF sun shirts, fishing shirts in a short sleeve. I actually ordered this off Amazon. It's by a company called A4. I wear this a lot. Again, it's something that I wore in all my camping videos. I had to order this from that A4 company. This thing only cost $11. A lot of times with these shirts, I like these shirts, but they don't come in a nice earthy color, and I found these guys who made this in this like drab olive green color. So obviously, as you can see, I've bought one of the First Light wick merino layers to try out instead of this. I'm going to be using this for a little while now, see how it goes. $11, $75, you know, spending $75 on a t-shirt to me is it doesn't seem right. Does that make sense? It just, something about it is just doesn't seem right, but I'm going to try it out and see how it is, because I'm curious. Obviously with this, it's great with the sun protection, but once you sweat a lot, it doesn't have that same heat retention that maybe the wool does. So once I've tested this out for a little bit longer and had it out in some different conditions, then I'll let you guys know how it goes. So one of the reasons I decided to try this merino layer and spend that $75 on a t-shirt is because of this right here. This is the Kiln, I believe. Yeah, this is their Kiln, First Light Kiln merino hoodie in the 250 merino, and I absolutely love this. I wore this on a trip before I went out to Idaho. I wore this a ton when I was out in Idaho. The thing is just super soft, super comfortable. It keeps me warm when I need it to keep me warm, but then it was also pretty good at, you know, regulating my temperature and keeping me cool when I needed it to keep me cool. And honestly, this is one of the reasons why I never even put this on, is because this thing's just so nice and warm. Next, we have a base layer. This is by a company called Tesla on Amazon. It came as a set, and they're just, you know, just pretty much standard thermal underwear. Next up, these are my Eddie Bauer Guide Light pants, I believe they're called. These are just Eddie Bauer's standard hiking pants. You know, I like these. They're super stretchy, super breathable. They're kind of water repellent. They've got that water repellent finish to them. I wear these. I've been wearing these now for the past 2 seasons in the summertime. I like them. I like them in this color. I'm not a huge, like, I do like camo stuff, but if I can get away with wearing, you know, single colors, then I like to go with single colors. So these are great. One thing I will say, as you can see from me right now, I bought these after we got back. My buddy Chris, who I was with, had a pair of these in the camo, and these are the new Corrugated Foundry pants from First Light. The reason I decided to buy these, obviously you can see that they're stretchy like these in places, but they have reinforced butt and reinforced knees with knee pads. And I've been looking for something with knee pads for ages. If you guys know me, if you watched any of my winter camping stuff, you'll know kneeling on the cold ground really takes its toll on my knees after a while, and they get really sore. So bringing extra knee pads with me isn't ideal. Obviously I have the foam pad that I can move around, but I'm excited to test these out with the knee pads built in, because Chris had them, like I say, and when we were processing the animal, once it was down, you know, the rocky ground there, moving around, he was on the knee pads, he loved them, and I thought those would be perfect to test out. Big opening side zips as well. So yeah, once I've tested these out a bit more, I'll let you guys know how they go. But so far, I wore them out the other day. The knee pads are just amazing, amazing. So for socks, these are actually Darn Toughs. I can't remember which ones they are. I think these are the Mountaineer. No, not the Mountaineer. I'll have to have a look. These are over the calf socks, but they're a summer sock. They're a lighter sock. These are the boots I wore when I went out there. These are actually just the insulated version. My uninsulated version are upstairs. These are Dana Vitals. I have 3 pairs of Dana boots now. No, tell a lie. I have 4 pairs of Dana boots now. The reason why I have Dana boots is because when I bought my first pair, I took them out straight out of the box on a hike. Never had a problem, never had any blisters. They seemed to fit my feet really well, and I didn't even have any problems with those Danas that I bought the day before the trip and wore straight out of the box up into the mountains. So looking at this video now and editing it, I can see that it's going to be quite a long one, so I think what I'm going to do is split it into 2 parts. Go through, obviously you saw the bag and all my clothing in this part of this series, and then in the next one I'll do all the other stuff. Sleep system, shelter, and all my little knickknacks that I brought with me as well. So stick around for that. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in part 2.